In a quiet corner of the world, where the hills rolled softly like waves and the rivers hummed gentle lullabies, there was a forest unlike any other. This was the Whispering Forest, a place where leaves murmured secrets, and the wind carried stories of old. Sunlight dappled through the tall, silver-leaved trees, casting playful patterns on the mossy ground, and little streams sparkled like scattered diamonds. In this serene world lived two friends, Liora, a kind-hearted girl with hair like spun gold, and Kael, a boy with eyes the color of twilight skies. They had grown up together in a small village on the forest's edge, where the cobblestone streets smelled of fresh bread and lavender, and the villagers always smiled kindly at wanderers. Every evening, after the village settled into quiet slumber, Liora and Kael would slip past the old wooden gate, following the narrow trail that led into the forest. The trees welcomed them like old friends. Tiny fireflies danced in spirals, lighting the path, while soft chirps of crickets composed a gentle symphony. They loved to walk in silence at first, letting the forest's peaceful hum wash over them, before exchanging whispers about imaginary adventures and the wonders of the world beyond the hills. On this particular evening, the sky was a soft shade of rose, fading into lavender as the sun sank behind the distant mountains. Liora clutched a small satchel containing a notebook and colored pencils. She loved to capture the forest's magic in sketches. Kael carried a little lantern, its flame flickering like a heartbeat, guiding their steps. As they wandered deeper than ever before, the air felt warmer, and the forest seemed alive in a way they hadn't noticed. The trees bent slightly, as if bowing to their presence, and the wind carried a faint melodic whisper. "Welcome, children of the edge," it seemed to say. They paused at a clearing where the grass shimmered faintly, like sprinkled stardust, and a crystal-clear pond mirrored the soft colors of the evening sky. Liora sat down immediately, opening her notebook to draw the gentle ripples of the water, while Kael dipped his fingers into the cool pond, marveling at how the reflection of the sky seemed almost more vivid than the sky itself. Then, as if on cue, a delicate sound broke the evening hush, a soft, tinkling laugh, like bells carried on the breeze. From behind a large twisted willow, a tiny creature emerged, glowing faintly with a silver light. It had wings shaped like autumn leaves and eyes wide with curiosity. "Hello," Liora whispered, smiling. "Who are you?" "I am Nira," the creature replied, her voice as soft as the wind through the leaves. "And you have been expected." Kael tilted his head, puzzled. "Expected? By who?" Nira's eyes twinkled. "By the forest itself. There is a story here that needs telling, and it begins with you." Liora and Kael exchanged a glance, a mix of excitement and wonder settling over them like a gentle blanket. They didn't know yet what adventures awaited, but in the heart of the Whispering Forest, the first chapter of their journey was just beginning. And as the stars began to peek through the twilight sky, the pond shimmered once more, as if encouraging them to step further into the magic that awaited. Chapter 2. The Pond of Echoes. The silver-winged Nira fluttered closer to the edge of the pond, her tiny glow casting a soft radiance on the grass. "The forest has watched over you since you were born," she said, her voice a melody that mingled with the rustling leaves. "It chooses those who are kind and brave to uncover its stories." Liora's pencil paused mid-sketch, her eyes wide. "Uncover its stories. What stories?" "Stories of wonder," Nira replied, hovering in place, her wings shimmering like liquid moonlight. "Stories that teach, guide, and sometimes heal. But first, you must prove your hearts are open, for the forest only reveals itself to those who listen with care." Kael leaned forward, curious. "How do we do that?" Nira pointed one delicate finger toward the pond. "You must look into the water, not just with your eyes, but with your thoughts. The Pond of Echoes will show you the whispers of the past and the dreams of the forest. But be gentle, it answers only to patience and kindness." The two friends knelt by the pond. Its surface rippled softly, though there was no breeze. Liora closed her eyes, resting her hands lightly on the edge, while Kael mirrored her, feeling a strange warmth in his chest. Slowly, the water's surface began to shimmer in colors neither of them had ever seen. Shades of violet, soft gold, and deep blue swirled together, forming images that were both familiar and strange. Liora gasped softly as a vision appeared. A great tree with branches stretching into the clouds, its roots intertwined with sparkling streams. It's beautiful, she whispered. Kael saw a river winding through rolling hills, dotted with animals that seemed to nod at him in greeting. The pond's images were alive, breathing a calm serenity into their hearts. Then a voice echoed, not Nira's, not theirs, but something older, gentler. Liora, Kael, you are ready to walk among the stories. But remember, every choice, every step becomes part of the forest's memory. Choose with care and listen always. A ripple of silver light rose from the pond, lifting them slightly off the ground. Liora and Kael held hands, feeling the soft, comforting hum of the forest beneath them. They weren't afraid. Instead, a deep peace filled them. When they opened their eyes again, the clearing had transformed. The willow tree had stretched higher, its branches weaving into a protective dome overhead. Glowing flowers carpeted the ground, releasing faint musical chimes with each gentle sway. Nira hovered beside them. The first journey begins at dawn, she whispered. Rest now, for dreams have their own lessons, and the forest will guide you even while you sleep. As the moon rose higher, the forest seemed to breathe along with them. Liora and Kael lay on the soft grass, listening to the gentle rustle of leaves and the lullaby of the stream. Slowly their eyelids grew heavy, and in the embrace of the whispering forest, sleep came quietly, carrying them into dreams where stories and magic intertwined seamlessly, ready for the adventures of tomorrow. Chapter 3. Dreams of the Starlit Glade. When Liora and Kael awoke, the first light of dawn was spilling softly through the willow's glowing branches. The forest seemed to hum a quiet greeting, leaves swaying as though stretching after a long sleep. Nira was already there, hovering near the flowers that chimed gently with the morning breeze. Good morning, children, she said, her voice like wind chimes stirred by a soft wind. Today you will visit the Starlit Glade. It is a place where dreams meet reality and where the forest's stories take form. But remember, the glade listens carefully. It knows your heart and mirrors it in gentle ways. Liora and Kael rose, brushing dew from their clothes. Hand in hand, they followed Nira along a winding path where soft moss cushioned their steps and sunlight danced like golden ribbons through the branches. Birds with feathers like liquid sapphire flitted between trees, singing quiet songs that seemed to wrap around the friends like a warm blanket. As they walked, the forest shifted subtly. The air grew sweeter, carrying scents of honeysuckle and fresh rain. Tiny glowing orbs drifted lazily, illuminating the trail, and Kael whispered in awe. It's like the forest itself is alive. Not just trees, but feelings too. Liora nodded, her eyes scanning the colors dancing on the ground. I can feel it, she murmured. It's peaceful, but also full of wonder. After a while, they arrived at a clearing bathed in soft twilight, though the sun had just risen. The starlit glade stretched before them, a vast meadow where flowers glowed faintly, and gentle streams reflected light like liquid silver. In the center of the glade, a ring of ancient stones stood, etched with symbols that pulsed faintly with every heartbeat of the forest. Liora stepped closer, marveling at how the air seemed to shimmer around the stones. This is where the forest speaks most clearly, Nira said. Sit, close your eyes, and let the glade show you its stories. The friends obeyed. As they breathed in the cool, fragrant air, images formed before their closed eyes. A fox made of starlight danced along the streams. A gentle giant tended to the glowing flowers. And tiny creatures crafted lanterns that floated up to the sky like wishing stars. Every scene filled them with calm delight, and yet there was a gentle lesson in each movement, a kindness shared, a careful choice made, a whisper of courage in a timid heart. Kael opened his eyes slowly, his gaze soft. It's like the forest is teaching us, without saying anything. Liora smiled, reaching out to touch the petals of a glowing flower. Yes, it's showing us that even small things matter, that even gentle actions can make the world brighter. Above them, the sky shifted into shades of gold and rose, reflecting in the streams and stones. The glade's magic seemed to breathe with them, weaving their presence into its stories. Neera's soft glow pulsed with quiet approval. You are learning well. The forest will guide you further, but each step is a story of its own. Remember to listen, to feel, and to trust in the quiet magic that surrounds you. As the morning light warmed the glade, Liora and Kael felt an unfamiliar yet comforting sense of purpose. Even in the gentlest, most peaceful places, adventure had a quiet rhythm, and they were ready to follow it, one soft step at a time. Chapter 4: The Gentle Brook and the Singing Stones. Hand in hand, Liora and Kael followed Neera from the starlit glade, winding along a narrow path lined with flowering shrubs. Each step seemed to hum softly beneath their feet, a quiet rhythm that matched the gentle beat of their hearts. Birds with golden-tipped wings flitted above, casting dancing shadows that rippled across the mossy ground. Soon they came upon a brook, its water clear as crystal, tumbling over smooth stones in a soothing melody. The surface shimmered with faint silver sparks, reflecting the morning sun. Liora knelt beside it, cupping her hands to drink, and noticed that the stones beneath the water seemed to pulse gently, almost as if they were alive. Kael dipped a toe in, feeling a warmth that contrasted with the coolness of the flowing water, as though the brook itself was breathing with him. Each stone has a song, Neera whispered, her wings fluttering softly. Listen carefully and you will hear the forest's secrets hidden within. The friends closed their eyes, letting the gentle rush of water and the subtle hum of the stones fill their senses. Slowly, faint melodies began to emerge, a delicate harmony of chimes, whispers, and soft notes that seemed to weave together into a story. Leora's pencil trembled slightly in her hand, eager to capture the music on paper, while Kael hummed softly along, feeling the rhythm settle into his chest. Then a small figure emerged from the opposite bank of the brook. It was a creature no taller than a rabbit, with a coat of soft moss and eyes that glowed faintly with a golden light. Its voice was barely above a whisper as it spoke. I am Sylvie, the keeper of songs. Many travelers pass by, but few hear the stones. You are listening. Liora smiled gently. We're honored, Sylvie. The sounds are beautiful. The mossy creature's eyes twinkled. The forest has patience, and it gives patience to those who truly listen. Each note you hear is a memory of kindness, moments that were small, yet mattered greatly. Learn from them, and you will understand the forest more deeply. Kael knelt beside the brook, letting the water swirl around his fingers. It feels like the stones are telling stories of everything that ever happened here. Yes, Sylvie said softly, and one day you will add your own stories to the brook. The forest remembers all gentle deeds, all quiet kindness. Even the smallest whispers leave marks that ripple through time. Liora and Kael stayed by the brook for what felt like hours, though in reality time moved differently in the forest. They listened, they sketched, they hummed, and with each note of the stones, they felt a deeper connection to the magical world around them. The forest's gentle wisdom settled in their hearts like a warm blanket, and for the first time, they understood that even the softest presence could shape the world. As the sun climbed higher, Neera fluttered above them. It is time to move on, she said gently, but remember the songs of the stones, for they will guide you when the path grows uncertain. The next place we visit will teach courage in the gentlest form, a different kind of magic. And so, with hearts light and minds filled with the brook's melodies, Liora and Kael rose and followed Neera deeper into the forest, ready for the next chapter of their soft, wondrous adventure. Chapter 5: The Meadow of Lantern Blossoms. As Liora and Kael continued along the winding forest path, the trees gradually thinned, giving way to a wide, sun-dappled meadow. The air here was warmer, scented with delicate wildflowers and the faint sweetness of honey. The grass swayed lazily in a gentle breeze, as if whispering greetings to the two friends. What a beautiful place, Liora murmured, twirling slowly, letting her fingertips brush the soft petals of tiny glowing blossoms scattered among the grass. The flowers glowed faintly in pastel shades, pale pink, soft lavender, and gentle gold, like lanterns caught in an eternal twilight. Lantern blossoms, Neera said softly. They bloom only where the forest magic feels calm and kind-hearted visitors walk. Kael knelt to examine the flowers. amazed by how they seemed to pulse lightly when he touched them. "It's like they know we're here," he whispered, his eyes reflecting their soft glow. From the far edge of the meadow, a rustling sound caught their attention. Out stepped a creature that resembled a deer, but was much smaller, with antlers that sparkled like spun silver and a coat flecked with starlight. Its eyes were deep pools of calm, radiating warmth and gentle curiosity. "I am Elerin," the creature said, bowing its head slightly. "This meadow welcomes all who carry gentle hearts. Here, every lantern blossom reflects a wish or a kind thought. The forest honors those who nurture hope and quiet courage." Liora smiled, kneeling beside a golden blossom. "Can we make a wish?" she asked softly. Elerin nodded. "A wish made with sincerity will bloom here, adding to the forest's light. But remember, the magic of this place is quiet. It does not rush or demand. It grows slowly, with patience and care." The friends closed their eyes and whispered their wishes. Liora wished for her village to always feel safe and happy, while Kael wished for the courage to face challenges without fear. As their words mingled with the meadow's soft hum, the blossoms glowed brighter, a gentle wave of pastel light washing over the grass and flowers. Then a faint wind stirred the meadow, carrying soft melodies that blended with the gentle chimes of the blossoms. Tiny fireflies began to hover above the flowers, tracing delicate patterns in the air. "The meadow listens and remembers," Elerin said. "Your wishes become part of the forest's gentle song. One day you may return to find them fulfilled, reflected in ways you could not imagine." Liora looked at Kael, eyes shining with quiet wonder. "This place, it's like the forest is giving us lessons in hope and patience." Kael nodded, taking a deep breath of the sweet, warm air. "And it feels peaceful, like even the smallest thought or wish can make a difference if it's kind." As the sun began its slow descent, painting the meadow in golden pink hues, Liora floated beside them. "It is time to continue," she said gently. "The forest has more to show you, and each step will be a gentle adventure, teaching courage, kindness, and the quiet power of listening." With hearts full of the meadow's calm and light, Liora and Kael took one last look at the glowing blossoms, then followed Liora as the path led them deeper into the forest, ready for the next chapter of their soft, magical journey. Chapter 6. The Bridge of Whispering Winds. The path ahead narrowed, winding between tall, slender trees whose trunks glimmered faintly in the late afternoon light. Liora and Kael followed Liora silently, listening to the soft rustle of leaves above. The forest had grown quieter, yet every sound seemed intentional. A distant bird call, the soft trickle of water, even the gentle hum of the wind through the branches. Eventually, they came upon a small ravine, spanned by a narrow wooden bridge. Its planks were smooth but uneven, and faint mist rose from the creek below. What caught their attention, however, were the soft whispers carried by the wind. The voices were not loud but clear enough to form words, repeating gently as though guiding travelers across. "Step carefully, children," Liora said. "This is the Bridge of Whispering Winds. The forest asks that you trust each other and listen closely. The winds carry advice and encouragement to those who are willing to hear." Kael looked at the bridge nervously. "It's narrow. What if we slip?" Liora smiled softly and took his hand. "We'll go slowly. We just need to trust the forest and each other." As they stepped onto the bridge, the winds grew slightly stronger, weaving around them, brushing their faces like a cool, comforting touch. Whispers formed into clear guidance. "Step lightly. Feel the wood. Trust your heart. Together." Liora and Kael moved slowly, their hands tightly clasped, hearts steadying with each soft gust. The bridge seemed to respond to their courage, each plank glowing faintly as if approving their careful steps. Halfway across, a gentle gust caused Kael to pause. I don't know if I can," he whispered, though he gripped Leora's hand tighter. "Look at me," Liora said softly. "We're together. The forest is with us, just one step at a time." The whispers grew warmer, more melodic. "Together, step by step, courage is gentle." And so, slowly but surely, they continued, each footfall measured, each breath calm and steady. With every plank they crossed, The mist below seemed to part, revealing glimpses of sparkling water and tiny glimmers of light, as though the forest was smiling beneath them. Finally, they reached the other side. Liora let out a quiet sigh of relief, and Kael laughed softly, the sound mingling with the wind. "We did it," he said. "Yes," Liora whispered. "And it wasn't scary. It was peaceful. The wind helped us, didn't it?" Nira hovered nearby, her glow gentle. The forest's lessons are not always in grand gestures. Sometimes courage is the quiet step, the hand held, the trust shared. You have learned well, children. And now the forest has more gentle wonders to show you. Creatures that teach kindness, paths that guide the heart, and stories that bloom like the lantern flowers in the meadow. With the bridge of whispering winds behind them, Liora and Kael stepped onto the soft, mossy path ahead, their hearts light and minds calm. Every leaf, every whisper, and every gentle step reminded them that in the whispering forest, adventure was not about rushing or conquering. It was about listening, trusting, and moving forward together. Chapter 7. The Glimmering Glade of Friendship. After crossing the bridge of whispering winds, the forest path opened into a small glade bathed in the soft light of the setting sun. The trees formed a natural circle, their branches entwined like protective arms, and tiny glimmers of light floated through the air, reflecting in the leaves like fireflies at twilight. The air was warm, carrying the subtle scent of honey and earth, and every sound was softened as if the world itself were exhaling a gentle sigh. In the center of the glade sat a creature unlike any Liora or Kael had seen before. Its body was long and lithe like a fox, but its fur shimmered with shades of moonlight and starlight. Its eyes glowed a calm, deep blue, and delicate tendrils of light floated around its head, curling gently like ribbons. The creature rose gracefully and spoke in a voice both musical and soothing. "I am Thalarin, guardian of the glimmering glade. Welcome, children of the forest." Liora stepped forward, her voice barely above a whisper. "Hello. We're happy to be here." Thalarin's eyes softened. This glade exists to teach the gentle strength of friendship. Here, every bond is reflected in the light around you. See how the glade shimmers? Each glow represents trust, kindness, and care shared among those who walk together with open hearts. Kael looked around in wonder, noticing that as he and Liora held hands, small lights flickered along the edges of the glade, tracing the shape of their steps. "It's like the glade knows we're friends," he murmured. "Yes," Thaloran said. "Friendship is not only about joy, but also about supporting one another through uncertainty, encouraging one another softly when challenges arise. Your journey through the forest has already shown this. You trusted each other on the bridge, shared your wishes in the meadow of lantern blossoms, and listened together to the songs of the stones. That is the strength of gentle friendship." Liora smiled, looking at Kael. "We've learned so much, just by walking together, listening, and helping each other." Thaloran lowered its head, a soft glow radiating from its body. "Exactly. And now the glade will reward your kindness." It raised a paw, and the floating lights gathered into small orbs, hovering near Liora and Kael. "These lights will guide you when paths are uncertain. Whenever you feel doubt or fear, remember the trust you share, the care you offer, and the gentle courage you have shown." The two friends accepted the glowing orbs, feeling warmth and calmness spread through them. Nira hovered nearby, her glow mingling with the orbs. "The forest's magic is strongest when hearts are gentle," she whispered. "Carry this with you as we continue our journey. There are more stories to see, more creatures to meet, and more lessons to learn. But all will be soft, all will be kind, and all will grow with your hearts." As twilight deepened, the glade glimmered softly under the emerging stars. Liora and Kael settled on the soft moss, the orbs floating gently beside them, reflecting the trust and friendship that had grown stronger with each step. The whispering forest, alive with light and magic, sang a lullaby so calm that even the smallest worries seemed to melt away. And for the first time, the friends truly felt the gentle power of walking together, knowing that in every quiet moment, they could shape the world with care.